Welcome back to the Stephen A. Smith Show. Before I get on out of here, I had to talk about a story that's very, very important. And albeit indirectly, it involves Caitlin Clark.
Updates in the ongoing WNBA CBA negotiations, and there is a brand new wrinkle to the storyline as it's been reported that there is a Saudi-backed basketball league that will be kicking off next season, and this could truly change everything.
Hey, is this enough to entice Caitlin Clark? $20 million deal, 30, 40, 50 million.
Welcome back to Lala Fun Quest. Today we have got some massive news and you are going to want to hear this. Make sure to stay with us until the very end, because we are breaking down all the critical details and reactions. No filler here, so let us get straight to the story. Everything we thought we knew about professional sports is about to be turned upside down. For months, the drama surrounding Caitlin Clark has been all about jealousy and petty drama. But while WNBA veterans were busy trying to bully the rookie, the biggest bank account in the world was watching. We are not talking about a shoe deal here. This is not some standard max contract. We are talking about a $1 billion disruption that Stephen A. Smith just confirmed live on air. These are not just internet rumors anymore. The Saudi Public Investment Fund is reportedly planning a hostile takeover of women's basketball. They have already locked in on their two primary targets, Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham. This move would pair a generational shooter with one of the most marketable stars in the game, creating a rival league the WNBA simply cannot fight. Stephen A. Smith gave the league a stark warning. He warned them that if they did not protect their golden goose, someone else would simply buy the whole property. Well, it looks like that check might have cleared. To understand why the front office is terrified, just look at who is delivering the news. Stephen A. Smith has been the loudest voice calling out the mistreatment of Caitlin Clark. While other analysts played nice and blamed it on competitive spirit, Smith called those hard fouls and mean girl vibes exactly what they were, pure jealousy. He screamed on national TV that the league was fumbling the greatest gift they had ever been handed. He pointed out the absurdity of Clark flying commercial, that nasty hip check from Kennedy Carter, and her snub from the Olympic team. But his latest comments have shifted from simple criticism to a dire warning. The market always corrects itself, Smith declared. He argued that a league paying a global star $76,000 a year, when her actual value is in the hundreds of millions, cannot hold her forever. Smith noted that the old guard thought they could bully her into waiting her turn. But they forgot that in this modern era, players hold all the leverage. Smith confirming these outside investment rumors proves one key thing. He knows that loyalty ends the very moment disrespect begins. Basically, he is saying, "I told you so." The league treated her like an enemy, and now she might become their biggest rival. This is where the loyalty argument completely falls apart. So let us look at the actual numbers. The WNBA has a strict salary cap. Caitlin Clark signed a 4-year rookie deal worth around $338,000. For her first year, that is barely $76,000. To put that into perspective, some NBA bench warmers make that much money in a single week. The WNBA always falls back on the excuse that they do not have the revenue, claiming the league has lost money for 27 years. But here is the catch. Caitlin Clark solved that problem in just 3 months. Since she was drafted, attendance has soared. Television ratings have been breaking decades-old records, and jersey sales have been through the roof. She is bringing millions of dollars to the league, and in return, she gets a salary that barely covers rent in a major city. At this point, you simply cannot ignore the rumors about Saudi money. Instead of dealing in thousands, the Saudi Public Investment Fund operates with billions of dollars. When they look at an asset like Clark, they do not see a rookie who needs to pay her dues. They see a 99% undervalued global icon. If the reports of a $1 billion investment in a new league or tournament are true, the offer to Clark is not just a salary, it is an empire. We are talking about an upfront payment that could dwarf the lifetime earnings of every other WNBA player combined. When you compare that offer with a $76,000 WNBA salary, there is no real choice. But wait, this is not just about making one player rich. This is a massive geopolitical move. We have seen this exact script play out before, and it changed the sports world forever. Remember LIV Golf? For decades, the PGA Tour was the only show in town. They controlled the players, the money, and the schedule. Then the Saudis stepped in. They did not try to partner with the PGA. They simply bought the players outright. They offered players like Dustin Johnson and Phil Mickelson hundreds of millions of dollars just for showing up. The media went wild, calling it sports washing and accusing the players of pure greed. But guess what? Once the players took the money, the PGA Tour eventually had to surrender and merge. Now, insiders believe the exact same playbook is being used in women's basketball. The WNBA is in serious trouble. WNBA players are severely underpaid, the stars are unhappy, and the travel conditions have been terrible for years. The stage is set for a hostile takeover. By targeting Caitlin Clark, the Saudis are going after the very heart of the sport. Without her, the WNBA could slide back into obscurity. With her, a new Saudi league could instantly become a major player on the global sports stage. But you cannot build an entire league around just one star. You need a rivalry. You need supporting stars and marketability. That is where the rumors about Sophie Cunningham come in. Why her and not Brianna Stewart or Aja Wilson? The answer is brutally simple: demographics and marketability. Sophie Cunningham has built a massive following with her gritty style and personal brand. She is highly relatable, has that special charm advertisers crave, and completely understands how to play the social media game. There is a reason the cameras always find her on the sidelines. Word is, this new league wants to build a dream team of highly marketable global talent. Pairing Sophie Cunningham with Caitlin Clark is a stroke of genius. You get the gritty, charismatic enforcer in Cunningham alongside a generational phenom like Clark. They are the perfect faces to launch a brand new league. Stephen A. Smith has pointed out this marketing powerhouse potential multiple times. In this business, you need stars who actually sell tickets. Clark and Cunningham do exactly that. It is that simple. Now we have to look at why Clark would even consider leaving the league she dreamed of joining. Rejecting a $1 billion offer might be easier if the WNBA had actually embraced her, but they did not. From the very second she stepped onto the court, it was open season. Even back during the Final Four, Diana Taurasi went on ESPN to warn Clark about the reality waiting for her. It sounded bitter, like the old guard felt threatened by the new kid. And then the game started. With referees swallowing their whistles, we watched Clark get pressed full court, battered in the paint, and shoved to the hardwood. That hip check from Kennedy Carter was not a basketball play. It was a physical message. Stephen A. Smith absolutely went off after that play, asking where her teammates were and why the league was not protecting its biggest star. The reality became clear. Embo veterans had no intention of passing the torch. They wanted to put it out. In such a toxic environment, having an exit strategy looks pretty good. If you could leave, get treated like royalty, and make 50 times more money, why stay in a workplace where your coworkers hate you for succeeding? This is not the first time someone has tried to lure Clark away. Remember the big three? Ice Cube publicly offered her $5 million to play just 8 games in his 3-on-3 league. $5 million. That is far more than she will make during her entire WNBA career. She turned it down back then because she wanted to make it in the WNBA and win championships, but that was before the hazing. That was before the league failed to protect her, and the media circus became relentless. Now things have changed, and this reported Saudi deal allegedly makes Ice Cube's offer look like pocket change. It is all about the infrastructure. The rumored Saudi contract is not just a side gig. It is a complete replacement for the league. With fewer games, private travel, and no salary cap, it offers the prestige of a tour. It fixes every issue players have complained about for years. Ice Cube proved the market value was real. Now, the Saudis are showing they have the capital to make it permanent. Let us step back and look at this from the perspective of WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert. If these rumors are true, she is staring down a total disaster. The WNBA is currently negotiating a massive new media rights deal, asking networks like Disney, Amazon, and NBC for billions of dollars. And the entire pitch is built squarely on the Caitlin Clark effect. They are showing networks charts of exploding viewership and demanding to be paid for that massive growth. But that leverage vanishes if Clark walks away to a rival league. Without her, TV networks are not spending billions on the WNBA. They are funding the Caitlin Clark show, period. If she leaves, the massive TV deal crumbles right then and there. And the revenue share for the very players who targeted her? Gone. It is the ultimate irony. The veterans might have destroyed their own paydays by pushing out the player who brought the money. Stephen A. Smith called out this exact karma. You cannot expect to keep eating when you bite the hand that feeds you. Let us face the real truth. The moral police always show up when Saudi money is involved. We saw it with LIV Golf. We saw it when Ronaldo signed with the Saudi League. Critics will scream about human rights and sports washing. It is the same script every single time, but Stephen A. Smith is right. Morality does not pay your mortgage. Nobody blinks when NBA stars pull millions from China. The outrage over golfers taking Saudi money lasted maybe 6 months. Then everyone just got used to it. Female athletes face an even harder choice because they have been underpaid for so long. When the WNBA values a player at $70,000, who can blame her for taking a $10 million check? Comment sections can argue all day, but history shows that fans follow talent. If Sophie Cunningham and Clark are playing basketball on the moon, people are going to tune in. Anger fades fast. Generational wealth lasts forever. Let us look closer at the Sophie Cunningham connection. This means no traditional city franchises. Instead, think of a massive global tour model like golf or tennis. Imagine superstars like Clark and Cunningham flying to London, Tokyo, Dubai, and New York for high-stakes exhibition tournaments. By eliminating the boring regular season games that nobody watches, this model shifts the focus. The show is everything. Bringing Sophie in guarantees the social hype. There is a highly marketable chemistry between Cunningham and Clark. They represent a bold, stylish, and elite new generation of players. By capturing casual fans, this breakaway tour threatens the WNBA. Millions of fans who tune in only for Clark will follow her anywhere. The hardcore WNBA purists might stay behind, but if Clark partners with Cunningham under a Saudi banner, the WNBA instantly becomes a minor league. And the complete silence from everyone involved makes this rumor feel incredibly real. Usually, agents shut down wild rumors quickly to stop the noise, but Clark's camp has not said a word. There is total silence from Sophie Cunningham's side, too. Instead of killing the fire, Stephen A. Smith is adding fuel. In sports, dead silence usually means real talks are happening. They cannot say anything until the contracts are signed. But no denial speaks volumes. They are likely using this massive offer as major leverage. And look at the timing. The WNBA schedule is brutal. The constant travel is exhausting. The physical toll is real. A private jet and $1 billion backing look pretty good right now. This quiet suggests the players know they hold all the cards. What does this mean? We are looking at the biggest shakeup in sports history. Stephen A. Smith just laid it all out. Rather than embracing the future, the WNBA let jealousy drive a wedge between the league and its biggest star. This rumored $1 billion Saudi deal is not just news. It is a revolution. It shows that if the current system will not pay women fairly, someone else will. The Caitlyn and Sophie era might not happen in a WNBA jersey, and if so, the league has only itself to blame. Whether she leaves is one thing, but when is the real question? The moment that press conference happens and the dollar amount drops, sports will change forever. So, would you watch the WNBA or follow Clark and Cunningham to a breakaway league?